Okay, guys, today is 20th of February 2024, day 79 of juicing. Wanted to give an update. So, my last update was 3 days ago on Saturday evening, and I had worked on Thursday and Friday. My body was extremely sore. Okay, so what had happened on Thursday when I first got to work? I was having extreme stomach cramps right here. Right here. I mean, like, it felt like somebody had my insides and was just squeezing as hard as they could. And I thought it was because of the way I had done a video out there at the job I'm on, and I'm scraping out and cleaning up these seams. So I'm on my knees and I'm like using all my body and trying to get these seams cleaned up. And so I thought it was just, maybe from the way I was moving and the work I was doing, because I only take like a couple minutes break in between every hour or whatever. And then I ended up having 3 bowel movements the following day. Well, that cramping went on for like 3 or 4 hours that day. I mean, it was miserable. It was like, what the fuck? And so I ended up having 3 bowel movements the next day, which made me think, okay, well, what had happened was I had loosened up because of the movement I was doing with my body. I had loosened up that mucoid plaque within me, and this the backup in my digestive system, because that made sense. Well, so I went back to work the next day. I ended up having 3 bowel movements that day, but my body was really, really sore. And like, I just didn't make sense. I mean, I haven't really worked at all, but for it to be that sore, I mean, everything just really sore. And so Friday I worked, and then Saturday I was this weekend I was really feeling out of it, like just this weird feeling, like very hard to explain. Like I didn't even explain it on Saturday night when I did my 76-day juicing update, because when you're in it, it's like weird. It's like, and so I felt really weird this weekend, just very off. And but my body was extremely, extremely sore. Well, I had planned on, Sunday night, I was like, okay, I'm going to work on Monday. I'll work all week, catch up on some bills. And so I went to bed Sunday night, and I think I was having, headaches, ringing in the ears. But I went to bed Sunday night and woke up Monday morning, and something just really didn't feel right. I had a real bad headache that was just quickly getting worse that morning while I was getting ready for work. I mean, I was downstairs getting ready for work. And it just, like, in that hour and a half of being downstairs, it just like, it went from bad to worse. And I was like, holy fuck, man. I was like, man, there's no way I can go to work. Something's wrong. So within another hour, man, I was hurting. I mean, it was bad. The only thing that I did different was Sunday I had made carrot juice, straight carrot juice. I had my regular juice, but I made 3/4 of a gallon of just straight carrot juice. Now, that was the 3rd time, I believe, that I've made carrot juice. The first 2 times, felt fine. And I guess what I'm saying is, I don't think it had anything to do with the carrot juice. I think, what makes sense is that, I had really stirred up that muck in my digestive tract and toxified myself. So my body was just full of toxins, and that would explain why I was having such bad body pains. All I did this weekend besides make juice was what I do. Oh, I just worked puzzles. That's all I did. I worked puzzles, made juice, and I slept. So thankfully I was able to write this down yesterday evening when I came out of the worst of it. But it was so bad yesterday that, I mean, it felt like death. It was very, very bad. I had headaches trying to turn into migraine with sharp pain shooting through my head all over. So, it was a really bad headache that was like right on the edge of turning into a migraine. I think the only reason it didn't turn into a migraine was because I had such bad pains and dealing with so many other symptoms everywhere else. But then it would feel like stabbing, like someone was taking a knife and driving it through my head, like, in all kinds of different places. I had extreme body pain all over. So the body pain I was feeling all weekend got even worse. It was really bad. I mean, my whole body just felt like I got ran over by a truck like 3 times. Confusion, dizziness, stomach cramping and gurgling. And, when my stomach cramps and gurgles since I've been on this juice, it means that, that back up in my digestive tract is moving, is getting broken up and moving. High-pitched ringing in the ears, that, oh my God, that it was there the whole time, just like really, really high-pitched. Extremely cold, shivering, couldn't get warm. I was laying in bed under three blankets, 3 heavy blankets, and just took, just extremely cold. Nausea that would come and go with the feeling of having to throw up when presenting. So the nausea would come and go, and then like I'd have to get up to go to the bathroom, and when I would, that nausea would make me feel like I was going to throw up, like I needed to throw up. I had 2 liquid bowel movements by 8:30 p.m. that were very light in quantity and brought slight relief of symptoms for a short period of time after. And I was passing in and out of sleep as I was extremely tired. I mean, I was so tired, it felt like I hadn't slept for days and days. This whole time while I'm laying in bed, because I went, like I said, I was getting ready for work that morning, and then I think it was around 9 o'clock. I called it. Because I was quickly getting worse, and about 9 a.m. I called it, and by 10 a.m. I was feeling so bad I had laid down in bed. That's when all this stuff started really bad that I'm listing here. And as soon as I laid down, I put on binaural beats for digestive, to help your digestive system. In that particular binaural beats has really helped me before. And I had that on for about 10 hours. And then after 10 hours of that, around 8 o'clock that evening, I put on binaural beats for the lymphatic system, which your lymphatic system is, holds all those toxins and is the drainage system of your body. I was only able to drink half a gallon of juice by 8:30 p.m. So, normally I'm drinking between 1.5 gallons to 2 gallons of juice a day. I only got down to half a gallon yesterday, and that was pretty much forcing myself because I could tell that I needed to. I could really tell that that whatever was causing all this was inside of me, and it needed to be flushed out. I drank half a gallon of carrot juice yesterday, okay. Oh, yeah, so I had white specks in my solid stool on Sunday. evening. I'm assuming that was worms or eggs or whatever it is. But yeah, white specks inside in the solid stool. Which was strange. Took another liquid shit at 8:50. All three had to be pushed out, which is sort of weird. Yeah, it was sort of like my body was attempting to hold them in. So, it was just straight liquid shit. That third shit was a heavy quantity actually, and but all three I had it. Like when I would lay here in bed, I couldn't fart because it wasn't a fart, it was a shart. So I'd have to run to the bathroom. But when I'd go to sit down and have a bowel movement, it's like it didn't want to come. It like I had to push like really hard to get it out of me. Almost like whatever was in there didn't want to get out. Like it wanted to hold on. So during this time up till 9 o'clock, I was able to look at my phone 3 times for a few minutes each. That was it. Otherwise, I'd get really sick, and wouldn't feel good. The cat stayed. Okay, now this was really strange. The cat stayed away from me all day until 10 minutes after 9, and then Farrell, my male cat, came up here. Now, just to make a note of that, I mean, Farrell's on me all day long. When I'm home, he is like right beside me, and I mean, like he's like a little puppy dog. But they did not come anywhere near me until 10 minutes after 9 last night. He finally, came over like he was checking on me, and then he went away. And then he was actually there this morning when I got up. So, they could tell, because cats have that sense, so they could tell that something was seriously wrong. Whatever that was, again, the thing inside of me that had broken up, so I was extremely toxic. And on top of that, possibly the ELF signals, I don't know. My ears were ringing off the charts the whole time yesterday, just nonstop. So I had another liquid bowel movement at 10 o'clock. This was the one that was heavy in volume. I felt relieved, like the majority of everything I was dealing with subsided greatly after that bowel movement. So after my bowel movement at 10, I felt relieved, like the majority of everything I was dealing with subsided greatly. Yeah, I felt a lot better. I mean, it was like night and day difference. Even though I was still like miserable, like before, prior to that, it was like, oh my God, man, just fucking kill me. What the fuck? So I'm really thinking I was just severely toxic. My system was under severe toxicity. And, like I said, I had to force myself to drink that half gallon of juice. And it was just like, I knew deep down inside that I needed to, help. I needed to get that juice down in order to push this stuff through my system. Now just very sore all over and feel fragile. Yes, this is how I felt afterwards. Last night after 10 o'clock. I just felt sore all over, felt fragile, weak, and exhausted. I mean, like I had just climbed Mount Kilimanjaro in my underwear and, nonstop. I mean, it was so extremely strange how bad I felt, was unreal. I've been sleeping. Oh, and I just want to make a note. I've been sleeping very well for the past few weeks. I'm getting very restful sleep. When I go to sleep, I'm sleeping very deeply like a rock. Waking up rested usually, and dreams have really come under control. So my dreams aren't that as out of control as what they were. I feel a lot more in control when I'm in my dreams. And I'm just so aware now. Like I'm always present and aware. So like whatever does come up, I just deal with, and then I see that I'm learning as I go along, and I'm strengthening those things that are weak in me. Um, so this is something I think I've mentioned it before, but I have 3 underlying health conditions. Right here under my sternum, right there, I used to have, it was like a bubble about that big, and it was out, and it was hard. It was hard to the touch, and it was there all the time. Um, and when I would eat, I would feel my food getting, it just feel like it wasn't like it'd have a hard time digesting down into my stomach. Like it couldn't get past that point. Um, so, I pretty much figure out what these things are just by being in tune with myself, and just, accepting the fact that I'm sensitive, and I'm just trusting myself. So the tumor, or whatever it was in my upper digestive tract, used to be a large, it felt like a solid lump. I've pictured it in my mind before, and it showed as a solid black mass. When I woke up yesterday morning, so, when I woke up yesterday morning to get ready for work, right, as soon as I woke up, um, that black mass down there appeared to me again, just out of nowhere. Like as soon as I woke up, and I'm laying there right before I get out of bed, and that mass that had appeared in my mind's eye before as a solid black lump, with black all around it, like you can picture like Venom, that movie, Marvel movie or whatever it is, Venom with the black goo, sort of like that. But when I woke up yesterday morning, that for some reason that visual just came in my head immediately, and it appeared to me again, but it was no longer, the lump wasn't there. It was just black and liquid, like a pourable rubber almost. But again, like the black goo or something of that nature. And then I have 2 underlying health conditions I haven't spoke of, and I won't. Once those heal, I might go into them, but until they do, I'm not going to go into them. So yeah, man, I just want to give this update. This is 79 days in on juicing, and I guess when I worked on, because of the way I was working on all fours and like on my knees and forcing the scraper blade, and just like, moving and constant pressure and all that, I guess it really broke up some of that toxicity in me, and got that moving. And that's what I would imagine. Like I said, the whole weekend I just felt off, like very strange, and body's completely sore all over. And again, I was just marking it up to having not been very active recently, and then going back to work. But I mean, I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I've not been very active for a long time, and then gone and done like on chicken ladders and bridge ladders, and hanging upside down, doing all kinds of weird shit for like a week, 2 weeks in a row, and never experienced that kind of soreness. I mean, the soreness I was experiencing was very deep and very strange. So toxicity really makes sense. My body must have been extremely toxic. And because, and that would explain why I just felt better and better each shit I took. Well, the last 2 that I took, but because I was getting that out of me. But yeah, man, it wasn't fun. Right now I'm still a little out of it. I've had ringing in my ears all morning, all day today. I've just been laying in bed. It's probably around, it's 3:33 right now. So I've just been laying in bed all day. ringing in my ears, just very tired, very out of it. It was light headache, just exhausted. So I'm gonna try to be going back to work tomorrow. We'll see how the rest of the day goes. I'm gonna try to go down and make my my juice now. Spend a couple hours and make my juice. But yeah, just wanted to give an update on that. I think that's pretty important. It felt like death yesterday, all day yesterday, and then this morning. So, man, glad to have pulled through that, and we shall see, man. We shall see. But this toxicity inside of us is no joke, man. It's nasty. It's bad. It's not good, and we wonder why we live such sick, unhealthy lives, and why our bodies crave these poisons, and I mean, when we're purposefully toxifying ourselves, for decades and decades and decades, that's just how it's going to be. You're going to be extremely toxic inside, and for it to be day 78 yesterday to finally be moving a lot of toxicity out of me like that is pretty wild. And for it to have broken up on like day 74, but again, I've been detoxing, pretty heavy detox this whole time, since week 3. So, yeah, just happy to be getting this stuff out of me, and I'm hoping, with this, what I just went through, that, on the, in a couple of days, I'll be having even more clarity and more, just be able to put everything together so much better here soon, and look forward to what's going to happen. So remember, guys, take care of yourself. Nobody else will.